Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was killed in massive U.S. and Israeli strikes on Saturday. Iranian state media confirmed that the 86-year-old leader had been killed after initially denying reports of his death. A senior Israeli official told Reuters Khamenei's body had been found. And Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Khamenei was no longer alive.
For 3.5 decades, this tyrant dispatched terrorism across the world, made his own people miserable, and worked constantly and tirelessly on a program to annihilate the state of Israel. That plan is there no longer. And there are many signs that this tyrant is also no longer.
Netanyahu also said Khamenei's compound had been destroyed, and Revolutionary Guard commanders and senior nuclear officials had been killed.
They will never have a nuclear weapon.
In an early morning address, Trump said the strikes on Iran were aimed at ending a security threat, and he called on Iranian security forces to lay down their weapons and invited the Iranian people to topple their government once the bombing ended.
When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations.
Iran called the U.S.-Israeli strikes unprovoked and illegal. Tehran responded to the attacks with missiles fired at Israel and at several Gulf Arab allies of the United States that host American bases.
I don't see a diplomatic off-ramp.
Burcu Oshelik is a senior research fellow for Middle East security at Britain's Royal United Services Institute.
It's a huge gamble for all of the sides involved. There are many unknowns and unknowables in this scenario. It's a gamble for President Trump because there could be significant political costs for him in the tragic event of U.S. casualties. There will be a public backlash against that in the United States. We're already hearing about why Congress hasn't been involved in the decision-making process behind launching this offensive. There's a gamble for Israel. We do not yet have a sense of what damage Iran could do on Israel and its citizens, although thus far it has been limited. And it's a gamble for Iran, certainly.
Explosions from Saturday's strikes caused widespread panic across the region. Eyewitness video showed heavy damage at a school in southern Iran, where dozens of people were reportedly killed in an Israeli airstrike. Reuters could not immediately confirm the death toll. A separate video showed the moment of a strike near a U.S. Navy base in Bahrain. But after confronting hundreds of Iranian missile and drone attacks, the Pentagon said there were no U.S. deaths or injuries. In Israel, sirens sent people rushing to shelter as Iran launched a series of missiles. Loud booms sounded in Abu Dhabi, and several blasts were heard in the business capital, Dubai, where one of the city's plush hotel districts was also hit. Tehran promised a stronger response to come.
من البيانات والتصريحات كذلك من قبل الخارجية.
On prepping this attack, which serves no one but politicians and their corporate backers. They're sending Americans to die on behalf of the rich. Americans have made it clear that they do not want another war.
Former President Bill Clinton told lawmakers during a closed-door deposition in New York on Friday that he saw nothing that gave him pause during his time with the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. In testimony before the House Oversight Committee, Clinton said he would not have flown on Epstein's plane if he had known about his alleged sex trafficking of underage girls, adding that he would have reported him if he did, and that he himself had done nothing wrong. Clinton flew on Epstein's plane several times in the early 2000s after he left office, and before Epstein's 2008 conviction. He also appears in several photos within the millions of documents released by the Justice Department. During a break in the testimony, here's what Republican chairman of the committee, James Comer, claimed Clinton said on whether President Donald Trump should be called to answer questions from the panel.
The president, Trump, has never said anything to me to make me think he was involved, and he meant with Epstein. So I know there's a lot of curiosity about President Trump. I thought that was an interesting thing that President Clinton said.
Democrats on the panel said Comer's comments were an inaccurate characterization. Friday's deposition followed testimony from his wife, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who told the panel on Thursday that she did not remember ever meeting Epstein. Both Clintons accused Republicans of conducting a partisan exercise designed to protect Trump from scrutiny. Democratic Representative Robert Garcia echoed that sentiment.
We have a new precedent in this country where we can now demand president and former presidents to testify in front of the Oversight Committee. So we are once again demanding that now President Trump, who was in the Epstein files almost more than anyone else besides Ghislaine Maxwell, answer our questions.
Back in Washington, Trump weighed in on Bill Clinton being deposed.
I don't like seeing him deposed, but, they certainly went after me a lot more than that.
The Clintons agreed to testify near their main residence of Chappaqua, New York, after the House threatened to hold them in contempt of Congress for refusing to cooperate.